Hello out there. It is Friday night. We are here at Sacred Voices Open Mic Night. We have a wonderful crowd this evening. Give yourselves all a hand so they can hear you out there. But yes, welcome to the Denver Community Media and Buell Media Center here. My name is Cipriano Ortega, and as I said, this is Sacred Voices Open Mic. If you're not in touch with us via social media, our Instagram is Sacred Voices Denver. Our YouTube is Sacred Voices. Our website is sacred-voices.org. We are always looking for new performers and things to come and share your wonderful sacred voices. So if you know of anyone else, please do tell us about it and tell them. Word of mouth is always the best way to get these things going. So happy that it seems to be working out there. I wanted to read our mission statement like I always do. Sacred Voices promotes unity and healing among Black, Indigenous people of color, BIPOC plus communities through creative expressions while empowering youth to find their voice, power, and become leaders in their own communities. So for those performing tonight, you have 5 to 10 minutes to perform, and if you go over your 10 minutes, I'll give you a polite indication that to wrap it up there. We've never really had that problem, so everybody's pretty aware of the time limitations. The show is recorded, as we are recording it right now, and some performances may be shared on our social media. The show will be edited and aired on public access TV. If you do not want to be featured on such things, do let us know and we will take you off. And also know that you are allowed to say whatever you want. If you do swear a lot, you probably won't be on public access television and broadcasted, but that is your choice. In terms of proper mic technique as well, too, as you can see, I'm about 2 inches to about 1 inch away from the microphone. These are pretty high impedance microphones, which means you have to be right on top of them. So I do encourage you to do that. So especially if you want this performance to be shown on your own social medias and you want the audio to be good, do keep in mind that these microphones are that way. So as you can see, if I go off, it's a very tight pattern. So stay right on top of it for you. So that's the demonstration. But yes, I will start off the evening with a poem of my own. So I can be very sarcastic because I hide my emotions through sarcasm. So this one is called Emotional Poem. A loud gargantuan statement declaring the faults of society, the biased solution, a tearful, soul-jerking moment shared with one another, and release. A carefully curated charade of kindness, aligned chakras and anus clenching, none of which really matters at all. Self-loathing, fishing for pity, gut-wrenching the fish, a pause, a breath, a sigh, a laugh. This is my emotional poem called Emotional Poem. Thank you very much. But yes, we have a lovely evening. Wonderful featured artist tonight, Franklin Cruz. We went to high school together. Good old times back at the good old DSA, Denver School of the Arts. Seems it was archaic and ancient when we were there. You know what I mean? It's changed a lot since we've been there. All right. Let's see. Who do I want to go first? Let's see. Angelica? Do we have Angelica in here today? No. Andres, do you want to go? All right. Come on up. Let's get you situated. Let's start off the evening. Andres, everybody. So are you on acoustic? Okay, let's get you situated. We can try, yeah. Let's try the DI box, and we'll put it to the sound hole as well, too. Yes, Andres showed up last week at our other open mic on First Friday, right as we finished. So I'm glad he came back today.
Just remember the 7 p.m. part of the flyer and showed up then. Check, check. Yeah? Y'all hear me? Awesome. Let's see. There we go. Yeah. It's all the way up. Yeah, we can. Yeah, we can use the mic down there. Yeah. Yo. There's a pop, but it ends there. This is not making me more nervous at all. This is totally helping with the nerves. This is amazing. This is exactly what I wanted to do before I went on. I wish Angelica had showed up. I'll give you a preview.
All right, Andres, take it away, please.
Awesome.
Andres, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, so my name is Andres. I've been writing things that could be songs for almost 10 years now, which seems like it's not true. But then I learned to play music a year after I started being happy with things that I wrote, just for the sake of, I always loved music, and poetry just seemed natural, but I wanted to bring those two together. It felt like a natural thing. Something that I always wanted to do when I heard music that inspired me. And so, yeah, I have 3 songs that I hope I can squeeze into that time frame. If not, I'll leave you with 2. And these are all original songs that I wrote. This first one is about strong relationships that you're involved in, or at least you think they're strong, and just having those moments in darkness, I guess, where you contemplate if they would be this strong if it got rough along the way, you know? If all these trees were on fire, would you still hold my hand? And if this wind were blowing any harder, would you still play pretend? I wonder if all your dreams are on fire, would you still run towards the flames? 'Cause our greatest fears live past our desires. What do you hear when you say my name? I wonder if I would have wanted that flower, would you have let me see it grow? Well, I don't know, picture that all these trees were on fire, and you didn't think of me the same. If time and death never really mattered, would you spend time helping me pretend? Now picture that all the picture frames shattered, you're now wondering if I go. Well, I don't know. There's some nights that I get blindsided by you, yeah. And then there's nights where I cannot fight it. So what do I do? What do I do without you? Thank you. Thank you. All right, that one's called Blindsided. And then this next one is called, I think I decided on the way here, it's called Steering Wheel. Yeah, right? Didn't realize the irony until I said that out loud. Yeah, I wrote this song a couple years ago. It sort of feels like that feeling before doing something that you know you're going to enjoy doing, and you want it, but it's so scary at the same time. Kind of like open mics, right? I guess. So yeah, this is called Steering Wheel, apparently. If I let go of the steering wheel right now, do you think I survive it? Do you think I should write it? Put the truth down on page, just so no one would find it. With my hands in the air, would you still be right there? Or is it all in my head? 'Cause lately I've been slowing things down, trying to think about it. I'm quickly noticing that I'm not the same without it. But if the sun sets in my rear view, is it all the same to you? If the sun sets in my rear view, is it all the same to you? Hey. 'Cause those are dreams, not nightmares. You better learn the difference before you wake up sleepless. Those are dreams, not nightmares. You better learn the difference before you wake up. Before you wake up. Those are dreams, not nightmares. You better learn the difference before you wake up sleepless. Those are dreams, not nightmares. You better learn the difference before you wake up. Thank you. Yeah, so steering wheel is that. Yeah. Thank you. And if I have time for one more, I'll go ahead and thank you. Thank you so much for rocking with me. This next one is about I spend a lot of times at the airport, and I've noticed a really great, beautiful part of the airport, and a really which is the arrivals level, I guess. People coming together after a long time, potentially years of not seeing each other, and that embrace is such a, like, if you just stand there for an hour, you'll find 100 million moments that are happening because people are just coming back together after missing each other. And then if you go to the departures terminal, you could get depressed like I would, because people leave and say goodbye potentially for years of not gonna see each other after that. So there's a beautiful side and a really dark side in the airport, I think, and the song is sort of about that. Running out of reasons, rewatching old seasons. Rip my heart to pieces when I see you put your keys in. You made your appeasement and made me lose my mind. But you never know the feeling of letting feelings die. Just go enjoy your pastime, I just let mine pass by. Possibly you'll come up by the time I write my last line. Just don't get your hopes up like I sure did, it's true. You only like my songs when you knew they were about you. Cross your arms and see right through me. It's been a while since you've been with me. It's been a while, it's been a ride. But with 7 minutes till departure, I never saw my life without you. Dreams leave sooner than they come, or so they say. But I wish the chords would come up to me and whisper your favorite melody. I sing it to you on the train. But I second thought, don't even buy the postcards. I'll drop you off right by the coastline, then I'll go postal while you go away. Thank you. My name's Andres. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate it.
And where can they find you, Andres, if they wish to listen to more of you?
Thank you. On Instagram, I go by Imar, I-M-A-R. And there's a period and then 2 underscores, I believe. And there's a guy that looks like me holding a guitar. So that'll be it. So I-M-A-R, period, 2 underscores. I guess there was an Imar before, perhaps. So I had to do those 2 underscores.
Very good.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, Andres. Andres, once again, everyone. Yeah, perfect. Thanks. Arrivals and departures, that's quite a thing. Yeah, it reminded me of a piece I was working on not too long ago. So last week, both my folks, I live with my folks, and my partner, who doesn't live with me, but I see her very often, both were out of town. And they were all gone. I had to take care of her cat, or I guess our cat, and then my folks' cats and dogs. So I was going back and forth and spent a lot of time alone, and I don't mind isolation. I very much cherish my time alone, especially as an artist. But it was a different sense of loneliness, especially I get along well with my parents, and it's a reminder of how finite time is, and when people leave, what it really feels like when their presence is gone. So this is called A Dance with Loneliness. I thought loneliness had left me, but she found me in the crowd and asked me to dance. I looked around, nowhere else and no one else to be found. Let's dance, I said. So me and loneliness danced all night. No one knows me like you do, she whispered. I know. Hatred loomed in the corner, muttering, I told you so, I told you so. What a symphony of misery. I don't think there's any other way. I tripped over something as loneliness and I were dancing. It was love, and she was dead. A bloating, rotting corpse, festering with rejection and loss. Good riddance, I said. I kept dancing with myself since there was no one else around. Thank you. Denisha, come on up and I'll fix the mic for you. Thank you very much.
Tall people need a tall mic. There we go. Good evening, all. So this is someplace else I did a improvisation, and I'm trying to get off of using my phone all the time and reading my poems all the time. I'm not quite off book with all of them, and so then I decided one day that I was going to just let the spirit move. So today with you all, we are going to just let the words move, just let spirit flow. So there's a lot that I have been going through in my personal life, and this is how I'm sorting through it. Improvisations, because life cannot be planned for on every instance, on every level, in every area and dimension of it. So let's see what comes. All right. What have I learned so far? So far, I am halfway through this journey. 50 years. If I make it to 100, it will be amazing. But I didn't plan to be here this long. I've been trying to die since I was 14. I've been running away from home since I was 12. Running away from my body, running away from my space, running away from my geography, running away from this place. The world has been a very difficult home. I've never felt great in my skin. I've never felt solid from the beginning. I have just learned that every relationship I have been in is to avoid myself. I poured all the love I had there so that I wouldn't have to be here. I would get to a certain level of healing and I would be like, yes, this is it. I am the teacher. I have met the pinnacle of healing. I am at the top and now I can teach. And really, I just got to a place only so deep. And then that developmental trauma laid underneath. And finally, I fell in love with someone who blew that place to pieces. There was nothing underneath but heat, melting me from below, from my feet. things that I had forgotten, things that I had tried to run away from, things that I decided I did not have the capacity to carry. I attempted to separate from myself and bury all of the pain. There was a lot of food for the numbing. There was a lot of alcohol for the humming. There was a lot of crying for the release. And finally, there was a lot of peace. What have I learned so far? I have learned that no matter where you go, there you are. No matter who you date, you are still there. So all the things that fall apart, that is for you to care, for you to heal. You are the partner that you always needed. You are the parent that you always needed. There isn't an emptiness. That's not a reality. It is a cracking and a fracture and a broken mentality. I live in this body. I chose to be in this space at this time, and so therefore I am the only one with access to this mind. There is no one who will love me enough to heal what was broken. There was no one who will mother me enough and say the words that needed to be spoken. There is no support enough from an external space to give me any sort of peace in this place. I had to learn to love what I was born to be. I had to learn to open my eyes and allow myself to see in the mirror that I had walked away from, that I would close my eyes when I would pass. I had to learn to stop and ask, who are you? And why are you here? Where did you come from? And how do you care? What do you like to eat? What's your favorite color? And so I answered all of those questions to myself, one to one another. I became the partner I thought was outside of me. And now I am filled with love and able to flow free between thee and me and everything else. That tree that I passed and that little whelp on my leg, I don't have any idea where it came from. I love every part of me. And that gave me the realization that you are part of me. Everyone not living within this body is just a piece of electricity that makes my heart beat. I am the only one who had access to this mind. And I am the only one who could be kind. No one else could see what lived inside this body. The eternal part of me finally fell in love with the three-dimensional me. This is the only time that she is going to live. This is the only time that we are going to be together. So in this space, in this time where I decided to incarnate and be in this mind, I have now loved her completely, and I have been kind, and now I have room for you in this mind. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Always a pleasure to have your wonderful words. Thank you for sharing this. This is why we do this. A round for everybody tonight. Yes, introspection is a hard thing to do, but like I said, it's something that I do often, and glad you're here with me. I'm glad you're all here with me tonight. I'm going to read one more, and then do we have a Irie Givens here tonight? Let's see. Actually, then fine. Guillermo, do you want? You're on deck then. All right. So I'll read one quick one for you that made me want to share mine after you recited yours. This is called Burning Bridges. If speaking from my heart burns a bridge, then perhaps that bridge was never meant to be crossed. Maybe it was supposed to be burnt down. Perhaps you are so shallow, I never needed a bridge to cross you. Perhaps the tinder that needed to spark the conversation wasn't enough. You're on the other side now, blowing hot air, and I'm on the other side, committed now to becoming an island. Thank you. All right, Guillermo, let's get you hooked up here. Let me plug you into. Where's the input for you? I know. Gadgets, but sometimes you need them.
It was the season when the leaves turned dark green. Warriors dance a ghost dance. Loco, mangas, bonito, chato, nana, Victoria, Geronimo. You must move your people down from the mountains. That's what the YCQ said. You must move your people down from the mountains. That's what the white soldier said. We drink the tears with Geronimo cut the telegraph wire. Said, hey, 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 yeah, yeah, hey, hey, yeah, yeah. We move by the nighttime and sleep in the day. Children are hungry, but our women are strong. Clay baskets for water as we move through the Southland. I said, hey, hey, yeah, yeah, hey, hey, yeah, yeah, hey, hey, yeah, yeah, hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Remember, we're the Dog Soldier Clan. We move in the nighttime and sleep in the day as we move to the Southland. Said, hey, 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 yeah, yeah, hey, hey, yeah, yeah, hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Once I moved about like the wind. Once I moved about like the wind. This is a good day to die. This is a good day to die. Said, hey, 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 yeah, hey, hey, yeah, yeah, hey, hey. Yeah, yeah, hey, hey, yeah, yeah, hey, hey, yeah, yeah, hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Thank you. I'm gonna do one more. The moon was gentle on the sea. We were young and so carefree. Open carriage, moonlit rides along the shore endlessly. It's an off-screen romance, a search for stolen diamonds. She has scattered not one clue, but still I gotta take a chance on love. She settled in Santa Cruz. I heard it said her luck, it turned out bad, but it was in the name of love. It's an off-screen romance, a search for stolen diamonds. She has scattered not one clue, but still I gotta take a chance. Gotta take a chance on love. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Get 'em, everybody. Thank you so much. Good to see you. I'm glad you're back here again. All right. So we have a couple of new people coming in. We have, I think this chair is open here. And we'll look into getting more chairs here momentarily. All right. So is Angelica here now? Is there no Angelica? How about Irie Givens? All right, you just popped in. Come on down. Yeah. Because I wanted to call some of these names again because I knew we were having some latecomers. So yes, Irie Givens. Did I say it correctly? Yeah, Irie Givens. Come on down, Irie. Yep, there's the microphone there for you.
Awesome. Can I give someone some backing tracks to play? Is that okay?
We'll have you do that first. And then we'll have you come back into her. Aston, we have some backing tracks there. I didn't get your name. Are you performing tonight or are you just an audience? Just an audience member. All right. Who here is performing tonight? Because I don't think I have everybody's updated. Paul, do you want to come? You ready or are you going to? Okay. What is your name? Vanessa, are you ready to go? Yeah. Come on down. Yeah. Because sometimes my list doesn't update, so. But I want to make sure I get everybody who wants to perform tonight to be here to perform tonight, so don't want to overlook anyone. Yes, here we go. There you go. Thank you.
Thank you. So my name is Kaylin Marie. I'm a published poet in about 3 books and a magazine. Some of these are kind of new. I don't think any of these ones are published. Okay. Right. Let's see. We'll start with this one. Okay. Come on too strong or so quiet, they say they can't hear you at all. Man, they're either excited by your complexities or afraid by your constant growth that inevitably leads to changes. Expression is complex and has extensions. I can't tell you what I felt yesterday, years ago, or even in this moment. I can't tell you if they mean it, feel it, or just project it. I just know how I now see it, or how I maybe want to see it once I get there. Because you know me, growth, everywhere. Barely there, but existing, thriving, proving it to be. Me and my abilities. My love leads me. I want to believe I can complete, not you, not me, just something within we. So when I was young, I went through some domestic violence in the home. And this poem is dedicated to the man that was in my life for about 7 years. Let's see. Choco Taco got discontinued. I remember when that's what I wanted to happen to you. Because of the way you stole from my childhood, even on days when it was going good. Somehow it ended up with you doing what you do, or did, because this happened when I was a kid. Run to the ice cream truck, get a Tweety Bird like I always do, and a Choco Taco for you. Never tried one, haven't since. Hated the Broncos as a form of respect for myself. If I could go with you, I always chose something else. But I hated the way it felt, to know you hurt us all. We loved you when all you did was make us feel small. I wish I couldn't remember it. The way you thought you could control us with another hit of your fist, hardly palm, hitting my brother and my mom. So far back, I sometimes forget the way my mother's eyes were filled with regret. But we left, and he did too. Now I don't have to think about what you do or who you do it to. But sometimes I still do. Like when I get triggered by something getting discontinued, like I used to want to happen to you. That one I kind of felt bad about, but hey. This one's called Slow Down. Because sometimes I could talk a little fast. Slow down. Well, maybe I don't like how I sound. Maybe this unique voice forces me to make a choice. To either truly be or rush through so you don't see. Sometimes I get passionate. Nah, that ain't even the half of it. But nervousness? Not quite it. I wish I had it memorized so I could look in your eyes, see if you truly sympathize, hear me or just listen. I don't know what's missing. Is it me or the light you see? Because it's off to me. It's dim at best. But that's not what you get of me. You see the fire I'm filled with while I choke on smoke. Shit. Why can't I be quiet from my pain? Change the way I've been. Hang it up or lays it down. It's easier than running around. I like the calmness of talking slow, even though I have so much I want you to know. It's the things I've lost by talking like this. Like help with my art, attention of customers, or a run through the park. I'm me, but a kind of newness. A healing one at best. It's not some sort of test to see who talks fastest, or if you really get this. I just need to get the words out. Not for clout or feedback, more to get my breath back. Kind of finalize it. Like a friend said, work through it. Truly feel the emotions. Something my Capricorn self doesn't like to admit. Oh, I feel all of the stuff. No longer wondering if I'm enough, but if the message stuck. When it comes to words, I trust. When it comes to the lenses we look through, the road to understanding through translation can get a bit rough. As I take my time to feel a little before I speak, let my words linger until inside you they leak and seep into something deeper to help you find what makes you a keeper. And listen to every word you hear, spoken by the ones who get you. They can share so much of the universe. You first have to let yourself submerge into that spot, that listening slot. Time doesn't exist, but our connection it is and continues to be. Through the energy that makes you and me. So grateful for the air I can finally breathe once I empty these words so slowly out of me. Try not to absorb the words as I read them, even if I lived them. What do I write about, they ask. Every moment of my life that's there at last. At the end, when I needed a friend or met one, lost one, self-care is something I need to tend to. Maybe then I can talk more like glue and gravel and truly let my words travel. If you slow down, there's beauty to it. At least that's how my voice coach put it. Thank you guys. Thanks for having me. It's my first time.
Thank you very much. All right. How's that looking, Aston, with those backing tracks? Actually, I think they're still discussing that. Paul, are you ready? Please, please. Paul's running for mayor, everybody.
You're not supposed to say that.
Oh, am I not? What's going to happen to me?
Supposed to be free from all that stuff.
Ah, yes. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Good to see you, man.
All right, let's do this too. Just a second sound source.
Do the Lee Shore. Is that okay? Again?
Oh, yeah, I don't see why not. Yeah. I do repeat poems myself.
So, you know, we had International Women's Day the other day, and it's Women's Month also. So we want to, praise all the mothers and daughters. And I lost my mom in 2021. God bless her. 96. Both of my folks, And this, but then we also lost David Crosby, who gave birth or gave his seed to Melissa Etheridge, for children. So he had a lot of things, and I know Cipriano just finished a poem about islands. Okay, here we go. And David Crosby had a boat named Marta, and he just loved that boat. And he wrote this song on that boat. Lee Shore. All along the lee shore, shells scattered in the sand. Winking up like starry eyes at me. There is one like starlight. It's older than you know. Yes, it's still lying there where some careless way forgot it long ago. When I woke this morning, I dove beneath my floating home. Down below her graceful side, into the turning tide, to watch the sea fish roll. And there I heard a story from the sailors of the Santa Maria. There's another island, a day's a run away from here. And it's empty and free. From here to Venezuela, there's nothing more to see. Than 100,000 islands flung like jewels upon the sea. And there for you and me. Oh, yes, there are for you and me. Sunset smells of dinner. Women are calling at me to end my tale, but perhaps I'll see you the next quiet place. Oh yeah. I furl my Thank you.
Thank you very much, Paul. Paul, everybody. Thank you. Always a pleasure. Glad you could come out. Let me make sure you don't die from this cord. All righty. There we go. All right. Ashton, did we figure out those backing tracks for Irie? I think that was a yes. Is that a yes? Can you talk to me on the God mic? Are you there? I can't hear you. Maybe I can hear you through there. All right, Irie, come on down.
Can I get a minute to talk my mess first real quick? 1 second. Do I sound good? All right. Thank y'all. My name is Irie Givens, whose rhymes was once written so adulterous, tumultuous, and now they for the children. I'm on a hero's journey in the cloak of a villain, but you reach in, there's a heart of gold. You poke and you feel him. I used to get so high, but I gave myself a ceiling. So now I come down low just to give you my feelings. And nothing's concealing. Right now we freestyling. I think I was healing, but really I'm illin'. That's just an introduction to let you know who I am. My name is Irie Givens. I do a little hip hop, something like that. And a really magical young person brought me to Sacred Voices the first time around. And I was like, oh man, that's really cool. So now I felt compelled to come not only share, but also reach out and ask fellow lyricists, MCs, other magic makers of words to come hit me up afterwards. We trying to build a program out in the city called Lo-Fi Language Learning, where we're hosting an event on the 25th, really suited to try to help out the business and entrepreneurial goals of the everyday working artist. And I'd love to have your input and opinion. But I should probably first show y'all that I could actually do the thing too, right? That matters. So I brought a little track. Excited to finally get a little weird with y'all for a bit. I was a little tired of being in the club. So, any good time, I'm happy to roll. I want to give a shout out to Andre Ayers, who put this guitar on the backing track for me and did this hook. Couldn't be here, but he wanted me to let you know. If I smoke to pray, then you pray. The smoke and mirrors, you say. The Holy Ghost, all I hear is that lonely feeling escape. Let's make it clearer, I ain't the only one that I know to cope. No, the only thing that coping left me was broke. I smoke to pray while you pray. The smoke and mirrors, you say the Holy Ghost. All I hear is that lonely feeling escape. Let's make it clearer, I ain't the only one that I know to cope. And know the only thing that cope and left was broke. Oh, we not done. You know it's me sitting so stoically, spitting late poetry to people more important than me. I mean historically, the world had had to go with me, like I was trying to sow a seed to sow to make a more a tree. But there's more of me, more than Adam, more than Eve. I'm the evidence of God slowly trying to store a dream. He is I am, I is just me. Hit the drum speaking in tongues, a God MC. We share a title and it make me have it foaming. Now I'm gorgeous and not cause I got more cream than they thought a brother should have on some Sean King. Because I put it in wood and it's daunting. Got 40 acres, I'm good, now we can all sing. But my fam's still in the hood, that's a cost, king. It's priceless. You disagree, then you just ain't lived enough of your life yet. I digress. I smoke to pray, then you pray to smoke and mirrors. You say the Holy Ghost, all I hear is that lonely feeling escape. Let's make it clearer, I ain't the only one that I know to cope and know the only thing that cope and left me was broke. I smoke to pray while you pray to smoke and mirrors. You say the Holy Ghost, all I hear is that lonely feeling escape. Let's make it clearer, I ain't only one that I know to cope and know the only thing that cope and left me was broke. Thank you. Once again, Ira Givens, Lo-Fi Language Learning. Come find me outside.
Thank you very much, Irig. So glad you showed up. Yeah, it sounds like a cool project you're putting on. Always a good thing to engage with us, and maybe we can talk afterwards. Sounds good. All right, who wants to perform this evening who has not went? What is your name? Alexis, come on up.
Word. I feel like I'm on PBS, y'all. So my name is Alexis Rain. I am from Denver. I grew up through Cafe Cultura, that is now Sacred Voices, so it's wild to be back to see how it's all developed. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to share space with y'all. Y'all have been really great so far. I wanted to read 2 different poems. Let me see if I can find the first one. So recently, coming home has been about just processing grief and like how many homecomings can I have until I feel like I'm at home. Recently, my youngest brother took his life. So it's been coming back to my body. Yeah. This is a poem that's not about him. It's about, honestly, just too many brown boys that have gone. This is a eulogy that I wrote for a homie like a decade ago at this point. And I've read it for too many brown boys. This is that poem. I'm never home when there is death. When you can't take care of yourself, take care of plants. Let yourself soak into fresh soil. Rediscover the magic in your own fingertips. Water each one with intention. Replenish yourself after. I don't regret loving him. We're the same cut of suicidal brown kids. A couple Denver hood rat success stories. The homes where they set a place for coded addiction at every family gathering. We grew up watching this mechanistic barrio propagate and chop down our primos. 500 miles away, they will bury our childhood friends. I will whisper their names to myself. The next summer, white academia grants me parole, and the warm 40 I never asked for will be poured out on their names. So I'm Western Shoshone. I'm Chicana, Western Shoshone. In tradition, I used to grow my hair super long. I had like crazy long hair. for a really long time. And when my brother passed, we chop it. We chop it like as short as you can. And we send that hair with him for like medicine for the next generations and the 7 past. So that's really like where that ceremony ends up. This poem is a poem that I wrote 2 weeks before I cut my hair. So imagine the pretense of this poem. Imagine I have like long, crazy hair. Okay. I don't anymore, but and it's also just like processing the grief that's also gone too. So this is that poem. This is new shit. New shit. Speaking in tongue, bitches, hood ripped, crisp nails that click, hair past my hips, set shit on fire. They're stealing all our land and the water. They'll play coy and ask me for the last of my secrets. Like, is my hair real? Is it really yours? And if it isn't, as if their hands could catch what their mouth is running, I will let them gag on their white beauty standards. Far too proud for something so effortless. Wide noses, long cheekbones that go on like the plains we hail from. These good genetics come with a trade-off. I walk into rooms and their uninvited fingers are already itching their way to my scalp. This altered DNA gives me hair that centers their envida. No matter how many split scalps they'll poach, their ends of their hair will stay splintered, cursed. Further evidence they weren't built for these lands in the first place. I'll let you in on my secret. I know you couldn't help but wonder, and yes, you're right. My hair does smell like sunshine and abundance. It does smell like all of the wonder I am capable of in this world. My hair is the softest silk that money cannot afford. Really, my hair is the wafting scent of coconut and palm tree blunts. My hair smells like mota and preservation in a white settler state that doesn't actually fucking want me. I grow my hair past my hips annually. With the changing of seasons, I will cut feet off in length, return it to the land, and pray for renewal. I spent a quarter of my life brushing prayers into it. I have a very intimate relationship with each one of my brushes. This long indigenous hair gives my gender dysphoria a break, space to let my grief breathe in this Western world. The state of my hair is my earliest tell of mania. Neglected for even a minute, this tangled jungle teaches me patience. This hair is not for the weak. Long indigenous hair, they say it's to die for. And they're right. We've been dying, still dying, stolen in the wind without notice. My hair is my +1 to every party. Has my back on the worst of days. My hair is always rolling and tumbling down, growing to every corner of this body. Some days there is no room for anyone else but my hair. It can be suffocating. This weight of tradition, I wear my hair long because I can still feel when they chopped my grandmothers. I wear it long as an act of defiance. You can't ever tell a wild Indian what to do. My hair lives in an ancient resistance, effortlessly beautiful inheritance, something you couldn't pay for or pray for in a bottle.
Thank you so much. So nice to hear more Indigenous voices, as I am one myself. Very nice. Thank you for sharing that, and condolences to your loss, recent loss. Yeah, you inspired me to read mine that I was working on. It's called Savages. Do you know why the alleyways are tortured? Because they hold our secrets in black plastic bags. Whitewashed suburbia is bored. Their meth-infected basements have grown mold, so they unload their hoard deep in my throat. It's all right, I got mouthwash. Their salt words sting my eyes, blinding me with rage, but that's exactly what they want. A crazy engine. There'll be no scalping today. I just got a few clay pots I gotta sell you. This round's on me, the next one's on you. Take a buzzer, buzzer. Your table's ready. Table for two. So how's the meat market for you doing? Did you find that gypsy doll painted and cased in glass? I just sit there now and laugh, 'cause their world is a gas. Thank you. All right. Who do we have left to perform tonight, minus our beautiful, wonderful featured artist tonight? Anyone else? Did I forget? Everyone else just an audience. Just want to make sure. Last call before I bring up the wonderful, amazing Franklin Cruz. All right. Well, let me get out their bio and make the proper introductions. Franklin Cruz is a queer Latin poet born in Idaho, raised in Texas, and polished in Denver. Born from an immigrant family, he works at Denver Museum of Nature and Science, is an MC and dances. A TEDx Mile High performer, he has taught and performed in the Southwest, Peru, Puerto Rico, and universities and environmental leadership camps, and had poetry in the Denver Art Museum. His work encompasses self-love, immigration, culture, nature, and more. Franklin always aims to address introspectional liberation, confronting our complicity to privilege and oppression, and the pressing lesson of specificity over simplicity. I think I did pretty good there. All right, Franklin, come on down.
Hey, y'all. Let's see. I should probably update the folks that I don't work at the Science Museum anymore. It was, yeah. And so thank y'all so very much for being here. They're going to do what they're going to do with the tech situation. Mainly because, I like to have poems memorized, but I've been working on a lot of new things. And so I don't have them memorized. So that's why we needed this one, right? With that being said, thank y'all so much for being here. I don't have to give the usual spiel of what to do at a poetry crowd because I'm with the poetry crowd. With that, just like tap into your spirit. If you get curious about something, you can show me in your face with like one of those. If you get twisted about something because you don't agree with me, you can always show me your face with like one of those. Let like that conversation happen, because that's what poetry really is. It's a conversation. I think what Sacred Voices and a lot of organizations really teach is that this was our history keeping before. And so when I look at folks, I see books. And like when I see crowds, it's a library, and like you just really get to peek into certain chapters and like excerpts of people when they perform for you or where they share for you. But just knowing that like there's multitudes inside of everyone. And yes, like we can always address the justice, equity, inclusion, and diversity aspects of that, because I think we all know certain stories have been elevated while other stories have been erased or burned or massacred. Right? And so we have to address the reality of that situation, because again, like if your library's in shambles, but you never talk about why it's in shambles, you ain't gonna learn shit, right? Hopefully that's been enough time for the tech. Is that like a yes from the tech room? Yes. Cool, soft yes. It's also really interesting because you could see yourself on the screen behind everyone, so that's fun. I don't get to watch myself when I do this. So this one is the first poem. I have a couple of them for y'all. This one goes out to all the queer people. It's been a queer minute since my pen too spirited reminded me that queerness is natural and that anybody can be queer or not, and queer people, we are loved this much too. I have a masculine body. I have a nerdy gut, a creative mind, an overthinking heart, and a spirit who just wants a hammock. It is an ecosystem I've survived in. None of these have a gender. They are elemental, moving like dance partners. I remember my body's cosmic biosphere. I am a spectrum, better yet an ecosystem, better yet a landscape ready to cumbia. Like I am an air-bending queer. Probably a dragonfly on the inside. Attracted to folks who live on the dance floor, have thighs for twerking and hiking. I run adequately enough to survive zombies and good sex. Been taught the reason to love myself is because it is natural, especially if we have survived closets and cages. Been taught the reason to pay respects to the elders, women, Black and Indigenous, trans folks, and the non-binary fluid fighters is because it's historical too. The aunties and uncles with quote-unquote long-term roommates and friends. Cousins who knew and those who asked and those who didn't. Queerness, y'all, is an ecosystem, an amphibious environment. It's solid as ice to defend. It's fluid as liquid to adapt. It's misty and vaporized to elevate. Queer folks are living trophies, bodies made like awards, because loving ourselves is an accomplishment. Loving out loud is a challenge. Making it to be a gay elder is a goal. I say this again. Queerness is natural. It is the age of loving myself. I finally have these words at the altar of a loving family, down for the pride and revolution. They understand the pronouns of liberation and still down to make it brown as fuck. This is the goal for everyone, to live this honestly. Queer folk, it is possible, created or preyed upon. We deserve this too. We are loved this much too. Cool. I'm gonna continue trucking along because I like to share more poems and talk. I'm doing fine in my first life. I unfolded and navigated. I saw my wings when the winds came. It took until my second life to just live it, to feel my bones for their value as continents, learning about guilt and fault lines and how geologic these conversations. My third life was to teach me to allow myself to live a life of passion. Didn't do it, but it's okay. Let me achieve this on the fourth life, where my time is my own. My family is a co-pilot instead of back home. On the fifth life, I will finally create art that reignites a generation. On the sixth life, I am an athlete, scoring into the halls of fame built to mock our stomping grounds. On the seventh life, I am everything I was before, unafraid of a power blessed on me, so I trusted it. On the eighth life, I am something new and daring, unique and unknown and unwilling to live any other way. On the ninth life, let it be about my body. And every bone gets its own solo. We dance like we never stop. On the 10th life, let me focus about my mind and body, and it's a nervous duet between a mindful muscle and a neuron. On the 11th life, let it be about my mind, my body, and my spirit, and it's a freestyle, and the moment is just too much for words. Let the 10th life be about me, at a pace meant for a lifetime walking through canyons. On the 11th life, let it be about someone else, so all this may become theirs. Maybe a parent, a child, the 7-Eleven worker singing in the pews, aisle. Let me learn how to give. On the 12th life, let it be what it wants and receive everything it never thought to wish for, like the eye of a storm brewing an ecosystem. Yeah. So one of the things that I stress in my bio is specificity over simplicity. I have a bio background, but I also do a lot of art. I also do a lot of equity stuff, and I also do a lot of facilitation. I hang around a lot of people thinking all the time. One of the things I've noticed, and I know this to be true, is your brain is constantly using calories. Half the time, most of the calories you're eating goes to your brain because you're probably overthinking a lot, and that needs to be fueled. And so because of that, your brain has a lot of things that it does to afford yourself thinking, because thinking takes a lot of energy. So we oversimplify things because we think it's easier to package it down to its simplest form, but in so doing, we really remove a lot of the nuance of everything that we see. Right? We're like, we're all people. Yes, but there are people of different gender expressions and ethnicities and geographies and abilities and languages and religions. And if you really are, we're all just people. You've eliminated like 12 categories into one really bland category, right? Yes, we are all people, but we have various expressions of the people in our room. Right? That is the difference between a Mexican versus a Salvadorian versus a Nicaraguan versus someone from Mali versus Senegal versus like Ghana. There's differences between these geographies because even within our own ethnicities and everything like that, we're like, oh yes, we do things slightly different than they do. That has nothing to do with this next poem. But I hope that y'all hear that like a lot of the stuff that I say, it's very particular. It's like a very niche certain image that I'm going for. And it's because that's the image I wanted to communicate. So I specifically sought that one out and I didn't filter it down in any way to make it like less me for y'all. I let it be specifically what I said because that's what, like you said, this is my brain. I chose to be in this body and this is what I have to say in this form, right? So don't deny yourself your form and your truth. On the days you are your own worst enemy, laugh loud even if you do sound like a hyena. Sometimes it feels like the world is rushing you to perfect, asking you to adult, like anybody has any idea on how to do both. When you find yourself making less than the best choices, laugh at that socially awkward moment. Remember the stress and the struggle like the time that I was actually caught naked in front of family. I remember also the mountain that as I got older grew into a prairie dog hole. Find the friend who's brave enough to jump in and strong enough to come out with you. Be your own best friend who saw you hatch from the egg, grow wings, fly straight up into the sun, roast your own skin and fall. Be there when you are shish kebabbed by the prongs of fate and circumstance. Don't panic at your busted frame. Love yourself enough to rebuild yourself. Love yourself enough to parent yourself. Love yourself enough to go wild with yourself. Love yourself enough to get hype with yourself. Love yourself enough to reenact X-Men with yourself. Love yourself enough to cook naked for yourself. Love yourself like you could love your family. Show them how you can grow wings over and over again. Love yourself like you could love your heroes. The ones who don't even know how great they are, love yourself like you don't even know how great you are. Like everything that happens to you happens on purpose and nothing was a mistake, not even the booby trap and the pitfall. Succeeding can be easy, but learning to love yourself along the way is why we need friends like ourselves. So be your own Justice League Unlimited. Soup into your own head or imagination, say all the stupid shit you want. Hell, say it out loud and then back yourself up. Be the kind of friend who's okay with busting out at a nightclub. Be the kind of friend who's okay with plotting out a theoretical crime spree. Be the kind of friend who's okay with letting you crash out if you lose your house, or your heart, or your way. Allow yourself to germinate the way you're supposed to. Grow again like árboles de piñones. Water your own roots. Trim your own branches. Sculpt your own crown. Be the kind of friend you would end up marrying. The kind that would make you laugh over stupid shit like waffles and cry over nerdy things like Star Trek and love you in all the right ways like forever wouldn't even be long enough. Love yourself like forever wouldn't even be long enough. Like even after you die, you would love your spirit wherever it ends up. Proceeding along, my aim is to sentimentally wreck y'all. Like that's my goal in my poetry. Yeah, like I want to leave. So this is why also if y'all ever see me in a crowd and I'm really enjoying you, high chance there is like an insult coming after it, but I mean it in the most heartfelt way. So like if I come up to you, I'm like, you're really stupid. Just know I love the shit out of your poetry or your performance or whatever it is. If I tell you that you're fake, it's because you did something really great. Yeah, if I'm like, you ain't a homo sapien, that's a lie. So I do a lot of ecology work. I think it's super important, especially if you are not in the ecology world, to listen to your ecology people. Like these folks are folks who have dedicated their lives to it. They're not lying about what's going on out there, right? And so if you do not participate in those worlds, if you don't have dirt or like your hands directly in the dirt at any capacity, go find the folks who have their hands in the dirt, right? I can identify one in the room right there, right? We met because of a farming organization, and even that itself is ecological, because where's the food coming from, y'all? Right? If your soil is dirty, if your water is dirty, if your air is dirty, guess what else is probably going to be dirty that you eat, right? So this is a poem to kind of reconnect us all. I have 3 more, and then this one included. I saw my mom get lost in love with the sky. She was just in the street, face smiling as the sunlight stretched across her skin. She had the same look as when she kisses my father. You could tell her prayer started when the wind told her to close her palms. My family loves nature. A refuge, a temple, and a playground gave me purpose. I searched less because instinct was blessed on me. Running wildly into my poetry, my pen kicking up the pages, brown blood running the ritual. Little things Creator did as proof, like, how are you going to bless us like that? With the poems built from the heirlooms of Teotihuacan, gold, jade, and obsidian syllables, full bellies and hands to grip hope, the grace of another sun to live and write by. That is a magic message within us, telling us to surrender to nature, the one we can't access with cell phones and Wi-Fi. Let the earth show you how it's done. Buy from a sustainable business, ride a damn bike, know how your land and water is used. Remember, it's for the sake of us all, and grow some damn food for yourself. Let the Walmart farms die off. Feed your soul with the good food from freed soil, and buy chickens from Abuelita down the block. She feeds them with sunflower seeds and oats, leaves the veggies and fruit scraps out for snacks, and they have never seen another chicken die. That Abuelita is good like that. Doesn't want the bad blood in the meat if you're going to buy it from her, don't you know? Even when forgotten, The old ways is always around, hiding in the backyards of old souls locked in cities and suburbs. Some families never forgot the good old ways. They're the ones who till the ground in the back. They look at the trees and see a cousin. The sun is strong and they say thank you. They stay up to see the same moon from yesterday and try to count raindrops before it becomes impossible, and have probably watched squirrels too long for anyone's good. But they're the people who never forgot the mother, the earth that created all good food, the sea that stirs the pot, the wind that carries the message. We just stare up, always looking for the answers to questions asked by someone long dead. We just showed up for the message. We were just listening to the wilderness inside of us, always waiting for a call in the wind, and ain't that a trip? Like something that only happens in a magic forest or a magic desert. Y'all, it's just the magic instinct in us all. Cool. 2 more, and then I'll be out. If y'all ever want to find me, my name is Franklin Cruz. I didn't tell you anything about me because I do a lot of things. It's much easier to have a conversation. I hang around in a lot of different spaces. This one I actually wrote for somebody else. They asked me to write them a poem for their event, and literally their only 2 words was fire and community. So like, you can give me just basic ass shit like that, and I will give you a whole ass poem. So this is called Ryan's Poem for the Community. I remember being a young Texan boy, seeing Denver's backbone of a mountain range. I had learned the lesson that you can't really do much in a city without a crew and the knowledge of mobbing, moving like a pack of pendejos, malcriados y mocosos. I arrived to Colorado winter, my knees chilled and knocking. My first trip into the mountains is when I finally felt at home. A campfire brought back the Texan warmth. I remember finding a community. For a first-timer to the fire, no knowledge of how a cipher or a circle, even less about intersectionality, y'all rooted my belief in the idea that we protect ourselves like we believe in ourselves. The cast, audience, vecinos, not stakeholders, we operate as an ecology over an economy. I do not bargain using my friends' liberation because they do not bargain with mine. We know how industry burns, how systems were born before we were. Now we infiltrated their table, convincing the fight to agree to our untitled future. Folks cosplaying as solar flares ready to burn all this down. A gathering of conspirators and cultivators, ain't it wild to be trained in something ancient? Evolution's know-how to be by the fire, holding space like it were a newborn flame, cracking and coursing in the same ancient, already knowing way. Fire is as grassroots as it wants. Fire can be so abolitionist. Fire can use dictatorship. Fire can act with intention, inviting how we can act, see, become. It's impossible imagining us not succeeding, not being exactly what we dreamed of. Nebula ciphering in the hood or barrio after all the years of exothermic being. The most intricate lesson I've learned is living ecologically with y'all, giving everyone the grace to run, swim, fly, grow, rot, flow, erupt, and warm. The grace to be equally as creative and destructive as I am. There is no right and wrong in all of this. Solely purpose. Whether there is clarity or not, you see yourself in folks so you can spell check yourself. As we regurgitate recipes, choreographies, proposals, and designs, here is a laboratory where we get to plan out everything. The world has invited us to create, asking what is possible for us, what is available for us. Why us? Really us? Of course us. Yes. Whoa. And this will be the last one that I'll end. This is a shout out to connect to Suncor Sundown. If you do not know that organization, you should probably check them out because they're actually polluting your air right now. So if you don't know what Suncor refinery is, up at 270, it is one of the biggest violators of environmental justice and environmental protection protocols in all of Colorado. They are less than 5 miles from where you sit right now, or like 10 miles from where you sit right now. They emit so many hydrogen cyanides, hydrogen sulfides, hydrogen phosphorus materials, which if you have no idea of the chemical backgrounds of that, just take it the hydrogen, it's cyanide, it's sulfur, it's phosphorus. These things are not great for you to ingest, and they burn them off like nothing. And then they'll pay $9 million in a fine because they have that much money and proceed doing along with what they do. So Suncor Sundown is an organization led by many environmental protectors in Colorado to really get them to leave because this is a pervasive problem. Mind you, the company that refines here, they ship all their oil from Canada. So if you don't know what's going on in Canada with Line 3 and the water protectors over there, it connects literally from that part of the region all the way down to us and everything in between. right? So this is why it's super, super important to remember all of our siblings all across the world and really looking at the planet as a relative and not a resource, right? Because otherwise, y'all, love all our equity conversations about race, but if we don't do anything about the ecology conversation, we ain't even gonna be able to continue the race conversation. Like, we can't even address the rest of the problems because we got a timeline on just living. So please, again, if you aren't directly involved, support the people who are directly involved. Get involved in any kind of way. There is a water force, there is an air force, and there is a soil force. They are all working at different levels. So this is my last poem. It's called Breathing with the City. Thank y'all for having me. So I'm wondering how cities breathe, where its lungs would even begin and end. Do the city and I ever breathe at the same time? Like that walking in matched footsteps kind of way. Naturally, right? My bustling, busy biome of a city is used to profits over people, putting trains and refineries right next to my mother's garden. And now the squash comes off color. I'm wondering how a city breathes. Like a butchered forest, probably. Acidified and warming oceans, it feels the same in some sense, like how policing and business practices can both choke a living being. Ozones and tracheas being polluted, it feels volcanic too, how these industries produce more waste than fertility. Does the city breathe better in certain neighborhoods? Been biking and I thought I heard an inhale. It changes based on the location, where the trees were clearly invested into. You can tell the difference in the houses. More trees, cleaner air, higher prices for their homes. I'm wondering if my inhales will ever fill out again. I can feel the next generation struggling too. It feels like a last breath. I don't see rich neighborhoods like this, the ones where the houses get passed down. We never think about polluting their air while we make a museum preserving the memory of a dying laughter. Don't we deserve a memorial too? I'm thinking of those breathing in Mexico, Mumbai, Shanghai, and Rio. The same money creates the same air. Now deep pockets have more personhood than farmlands. The sky has been robbed of its own name, so how can you make a case in any court? I am just as much as an ecosystem as my mountains. If the city and I breathe together, are we one? If we all breathe in a city, are we connected? What is a city if power lines and mycelium networks are the same? If volcanoes and humans remind one of the other? If breathing is connected, then aren't we all? Thank y'all. I'm going to go off stage, but I don't see anybody else coming. There he is.
Thank you very much. Franklin Cruz, everyone. Yeah, another correlation, because I live on the north side and off of 38th and Federal. And I've noticed as more of the rich white people move into the neighborhood, there's more safety now. Lots more safety. So now they put mediums now to make sure not to hit the rich white people, because before that, nobody really cares. And when I was a kid, the King Supers near my house was just a King Supers, but now it has kombucha and fancy sushi. It's very interesting. I do enjoy both, but correlation between all these things is very interesting, and I like Franklin's work because he addresses all that. So thank you very much. Once again, Franklin Cruz, everybody. But yes, I want to thank you all very much for coming out tonight. We have a new website now. It is still sacredvoices.org, but it's all fancy and new and shiny. So if you want to check out things there, you can. There's a form to submit for your video. It'll take about 2 to 3 weeks to process, so there's a Google form for that. There's more event page on there, so there's all the things that you need to stay connected. And if you do not like websites, we have a Facebook, Sacred Voices Denver. We also have an Instagram, Sacred Voices Denver as well too. But yes, thank you all so much for being here tonight. As always, I'll see you all next time. So thank you very much. And I'll let you know when we're off the air, and then we can all sigh relief.